As in previous class, I was discussed about the stage in a staffing process, that is training and development. Regarding about the meaning and advantages and disadvantages of training and development, those two concepts I have been covered in the previous video. Now in this video lecture I will going to explain the methods of training and development. As you know, the meaning of training means it is an act of increasing knowledge, skill, ability of an individual to work much better, effectively and efficiently. And also you know about the advantages and disadvantages of the training and development. Now the concept is methods of training and development. As you are an HR manager of a company, how you are going to train the employees, those who are newly appointed and those who are already working in the company, for adjusting with the changes made in the enterprise. That is why the today's topic is methods of training and development. There are mainly two forms of training and development. The first category is on the job training, then second category is off the job training. There are mainly two group of methods that can be used by HR manager when they are training to the employees. One is on the job training, then second is off the job training. Let us discuss the first category of training and development, that is on the job training. On the job training is a type of training where the trainee, it's nothing but employee, learn the complete knowledge, complete process of doing work at practically where he is working. So it's very simple. On the job training is nothing but learning while doing. So he is not absent for work, he is doing the work. By doing the work, the new employee or existing employee, that is trainee, learns the complete process of doing a particular job. So that is why on the job training means learning while doing the work. So by doing the work, the employee get a perfectness in doing a particular job or work. So that is called on the job training. Very simple. On the job training means learning while doing. By doing the work practically, employee gets the complete knowledge and employee get the perfection. So through the regular practicing of a work, that is called on the job training. So in on the job training we can find four methods. There are mainly four methods of on the job training. One is apprenticeship training, second is coaching, then third is internship training, then fourth is job rotation. There are mainly four methods of on the job training: apprenticeship training, coaching, internship training and job rotation. So let us discuss each and every method of training. The first type of training is apprenticeship training. In this method of training, employee is going to work as an assistant with the senior employee or the senior executive. So under this method, the newly selected employee placed under the senior employee or senior executive with the help of regular guidelines from a senior employee, the junior employee is going to learn how to work. So like apprenticeship training. So here is an senior accountant. So the senior accountant, he will going to guide the junior accountant. So by giving regular instructions, regular guidelines to the newly selected candidate, the senior executive is going to give instruction that how to work in the company. So that is called apprenticeship training. So the explanation is very simple. Apprenticeship training, under this method, the newly selected employee or the junior employee is placed under the guidelines of senior employees. The senior employee guide the newly selected candidate. The senior employee gives instructions, provide the process and gives complete knowledge about doing a work. That is called apprenticeship training. So say for example, plumbers, electricians that we can able to find, they are going to learn the work by doing, learning while doing. So like plumber, so the junior will be there and the senior is going to assist the junior employee is going to do the work. So like electrician, so electrician like junior electrician, senior electrician. So the junior electrician is new to the job, he don't know how to work, means by giving continuous instructions with the help of continuous monitoring by the senior employee, he gives information to the junior electrician. So that is why this method can be effectively used to the plumbers, electricians, etc. So this is about the first type of training, that is apprenticeship training. Then second is coaching. So what is coaching? All of you might have heard the word coaching. Under this method, the senior employee or the senior most executive in the company act as a coach. He guides the employees by providing the instructions, by practicing the procedures and making familiar with the practice of all the work. So he guides the employees in the company. That is called coaching. So under this method, the senior most executive or the super senior employee is going to act as a coach. So what is the duty of coach? He need to give continuous instructions, continuous guidelines, and the coach must find out the mistakes done by the employees. Based on that, he must give the solutions and suggestions. Like that, the senior most employee is going to act as a coach and he provides continuous guidelines to the group of employees. By giving guidelines, he will going to familiar with the practical work. So that is called coaching. So this is about the second method of on the job training, that is coaching. Then third comes internship training. So what is internship? You might have heard. So when in the case of doing a course of chartered accountant, so internship training, it is a type of training where as a part of course or as a part of study, the person is going to learn the practical work, what is to be done in the company or what is to be done in a respective profession. Say for example, to become a chartered accountant. So if you want to become a chartered accountant means immediately after completion of second PUC, you must write CPT exam. After that, you need to clear the IPCC exam. After that, you will have a internship training. Internship training means you need to work under an chartered accountant. So who is already an chartered accountant, who is already started a practicing of chartered accountant, so under him you need to work because you need to get the practical knowledge of accounting procedure, how to verify the accounts and how to prepare an final accounts, or how to prepare, how to monitor or how to ensure the correctness of the accounts which is prepared by an firm. So like you need to work under an chartered accountant. So like that kind of method. After internship training, you will write the final examination. In internship training, you will going to learn the practical knowledge of the work. So like when in the case of lawyer, if a person want to become a lawyer means first he need to work as a junior lawyer with the assistant of senior lawyer. By joining as a assistant, he need to learn complete knowledge about the practice of a lawyer. And say for example, to become a doctor, if a person want to become a doctor means they must go through the internship training. That is to be done as a part of course or as a part of study. So that is why internship training is a type of training where it is a part of course or study. As a part of study, student or the candidate is going to learn the practical knowledge of a particular profession or field of work. For example, chartered accountant, lawyer, doctors. This is an example for apprenticeship training. Then fourth comes, that is job rotation. So rotation means shifting of jobs, where under this method the employees are shifting from one job to another job or from one department to another department at the same level. Hello students, as in previous class I discussed about the methods of on the job training. As you know, there are mainly two methods of training and development. One is on the job training, then second is off the job training. As you know about the types which comes under on the job training, there are mainly four types of on the job training that we can able to provide to the employees, those who are appointed for various posts in the enterprise. The first is apprenticeship training. So in this type of training, the candidate join as a assistant with the superior employee or senior employee and learns the work. Example, plumbers, electricians. Then second, coaching. In this method, the senior most employee act as a coach. He will guide the complete knowledge about the work and the procedure that are to be followed in completing a particular task given by the superior in the enterprise. Then third, internship training. Internship training means as a part of study, the candidate is going to learn the practical knowledge of a particular field of work. That is called internship training. Say for example, We can able to observe when in the case of the courses like chartered accountant, lawyers, doctors, etc. Then last comes that is job rotation. Rotation means shifting of job from one department to another department with the same level. There is no change in the level remains same, but the employee are shifted from one job to another job or one department to another department to get the complete knowledge about entire organizational work. So this is all about on the job training methods. Let us move to the second category of the job training. So where on the job training, in this kind of training, the employee by doing the work, they will going to learn the work about the organization. But when in the case of the job training, there is no pressure of work to the candidate or the employee. So they are free, they no need to worry about the work. That is why where in the case of the job training, the complete importance and the complete focus is given to providing information, increasing the knowledge, skill and the capability of the employee for doing a particular work. So that is called on the job training. There is no pressure of work, only the focus is to provide the knowledge, increase the skill and increase the capability of an individual. Let us see what are the types which comes under of the job training. So the first comes classroom lectures or conference. What is classroom lecture? As you know about a classroom lecture, where in a classroom certain number of students will be there, a single lecturer or the individual lecturer will come and teach about a particular subject and they will going to provide the knowledge regarding about various aspects of a particular subject. Like that, in a company, a certain specified place will be created. In that place, the persons who are new to the job, they will be gathered at one place. The senior most executive and the senior most employee in various department and in various category of work, they will going to teach the newly selected candidate candidates to the organization. So that is why in classroom lecture it is an well adopted to conveying information, conveying the rules and regulations and procedures that are to be followed in doing a work. So say for example, when you newly joined in an institution, at that time all subject teachers and HOD of an institution will come and give the information that what are the rules that are to be followed in a campus. Like that, in an organization, the number of employees gathered at one place and the senior most executive or the senior employee is going to guide and convey information about the company and work, as well as they will going to convey rules and regulations that are to be followed while doing a work. That is classroom lecture or conference. Then second type of the job training is films. So like as we see in a television, so like films, but in the case of training method, certain situations and the work models are to be created and those are to be shown as like film. So like it provides information and explicitly demonstrate the skills. By watching the film by newly selected employee, they will going to get information and they will going to see the demonstration of a particular work that has to be done by employees. That will going to provide the demonstration about doing a particular work. That is called the second type of the job training, that is films. Then third is case study. So what is case study? So case study means it is just like an paragraph which is to be printed on black and white paper. So in that paragraph, what is to be mentioned means real problems that are faced by organization is given for an employee for analysis and identify the problems and to take the decisions to resolve the problems faced by an organization. So like case study is nothing but it is just like a paragraph which is to be printed on a black and white paper, which contains the problems that are being faced by the organization in previous period or in previous years. So like those problems are to be given for analysis to the executives based on their thinkings, based on their analysis, how they are going to solve that problem is to be measured. So that is why this type of training is to be given to the executives or officers in an organization. Those who want to become an officer or manager or senior executives in an organization, they must solve the case study which is given in the process of training. Then fourth is computer modeling. So nowadays all of you much aware about computer and its modeling. Like in computer modeling, by programming a computer, they are going to initiate some of realities about a specific work. So through the help of computer programming, the manager of an organization is going to initiate the realities into the computer model. Based on that, the employees is going to watch and they will going to observe the work that are to be performed in the enterprise. That is why by initiating some of the realities through the help of computer programming language, they are going to create a model. So that model is called computer modeling. So this is about the fourth type of the job training. Then fifth comes, that is vestibule training. So vestibule training means, it's very simple and easy to remember. A temporary work environment is created apart from the regular working place of the company. So for a short period of like 15 days or 3 weeks, they are going to create a temporary work environment. In that work environment, the machines that are to be used in manufacturing process, those are to be installed. So through the help of installed machines, the employee operate those machines. By operating those machines, the workers they will going to learn the practical knowledge about performing a manufacturing activities. That is why in vestibule training a temporary work environment is to be created which is to be away from the regular working place of the enterprise, where certain machines are to be installed. So through the help of that installed machines, the employee practically learn the work that are to be performed. So that is called vestibule training. So then one more method comes in on the off the job training, that is programmed instructions. So one of the off the job training, programmed instructions. In this kind of training, the trainer, which means the person who is providing training, so that person is going to prepare certain suggestions and a list of instructions that are to be given to the trainees. Trainees are nothing but the candidates who are learning or who came for getting the knowledge of work. So like the trainer is going to prepare certain instructions and certain guidelines and suggestions well in advance before commencement of training. So through the help of those instructions, the trainer convey information to the trainees who are in the enterprise. That is called programmed instructions. So in this planned suggestions, instructions, guidelines that are to be given to the candidates are well planned in advance. According to that, the informations are being conveyed to the trainees. All these types which comes under of the job training. So hope you clear. Once again I'll review methods of training and development. There are mainly two categories of training and development. One is on the job training, then second is off the job training. In on the job training, we have apprenticeship training, coaching, internship training, job rotation. In the case of off the job training, classroom lectures or conference, films, case study, computer modeling, vestibule training and programmed instructions. All these which comes under off the job training. So this is all about the methods of training and development. So these are the methods that are very useful to the HR manager for giving training to the candidates or newly selected employees or existing employees in some situations also. The next concept is difference between training and development. As in the meaning only, I explained about the concept of training and development, where the training focus on increasing the knowledge and skill of a candidate to do the job much better. Whereas in case of development, that is focus on overall growth of the candidate for a longer period of time, that is to be much useful to increase the career of a particular candidate. That is called development. So when you analyzed both the meanings, then we can able to observe the three differences in training and development. Let us see what are the difference between the training and development. The first difference is training, it is a process of increasing knowledge and the skill of an candidate. The meaning itself says training is a process of increasing knowledge and the skill of the candidate, whereas development, it is a process of continuous learning and getting growth. So where the training focus on increasing the knowledge and skill relating to a particular job, but the development focus on learning and getting the growth with respect to the various positions in the enterprise. That is the first difference between training and development. Then the second difference is training, it is to enable the employee to do the job better. So it is also explained in the meaning of training. It's a process of increasing the knowledge, skill and capability of the employee to do the job efficiently. So like the main intention of training is to enable the employee to do the job much better. Whereas in the case of development, it is to enable the overall growth of employee. So when the employee performing the job much better, when he is completing the given target on span of time, that automatically increases the overall growth of the employee in respect to organizational levels and positions. Then third difference is training, it is a job oriented process, where in training, so if the people in the company don't know about how to work, means the training is to be given just to get the job oriented knowledge. That by giving the training, we are giving or we are demonstrating to the employees that how the work is to be conducted and performed. But the development is a career oriented process. When you completely learned about a job, that automatically increases your career opportunities. That is why the training is job oriented process, where the development is career oriented process. These all about the three major differences between training and development. Keep remember, training helps in increasing knowledge and skill. Development is a continuous learning and getting growth. Then second, it is to enable the employee to do the job much better. In development, it enables the overall growth of the employee. Then last, training is job oriented process and development is career oriented process. This is all about the stage of staffing, that is training and development. We learned about meaning of training and development, advantages and disadvantages of training and development, methods of training and development, as well as the differences between training and development. Thank you.